In just 6 months of being open for business, this candle shop has sold over 5,000 items on Etsy. Their average item price, including shipping, is $24. And if we used my favorite print-on-demand company, Printify, to automatically print and ship these candles for ourselves, we would have made $3.38 profit per candle after Etsy fees, which means that they've sold roughly $120,000 in revenue and made $17,116 in profit in their very first 6 months of being open. And that's after Etsy fees, but before taxes. This store has a little bit over 400 listings, but over half of those 5,000 sales actually came from only one listing, and that's this personalized candle. I'm using my FABRICA extension to analyze the listing. We can see that they've sold this candle over 2,500 times in the 5 months that it's been listed, which means they've made about $1,750 per month in profit off of this one item. Now, why is this one listing getting so many more sales than the other 400 listings that they have? Now, I think the reason is because you can personalize it. People love to give personalized gifts that they can put an inside joke on, a special date like a birthday or a wedding, or even someone's name on the actual item. This is a super simple way to stand out in the search results and get more sales, especially if you're the first one to offer a personalized version of that design. I won't be actually showing the name of that shop or that listing in this video because I don't want thousands of people to all copy the exact same listing. But in this video, I'll walk you through how to find in-demand products to create personalized designs for, how to create personalized designs, and then how to fulfill them even automatically to make your life so much easier. Here are the 3 most important things that you need to do to create best-selling listings, just like the one I showed at the very beginning of this video. And the first one is actually the most important. If you get this piece of it wrong, then nothing else you do will matter. Number 1, make sure there is demand for the product. If no one is searching for that item on Etsy, then no one is going to buy it. The best part about selling on Etsy is that millions of shoppers shop on Etsy every year organically. So what you need to do is figure out what they're already coming to the platform, searching for and buying, and then create amazing, unique designs for what those customers already want. Again, bonus points if it's personalizable, and bam, you could have your very own best-selling item. I start by finding items that are in demand on Etsy by searching something really broad and simple, like gift for her, shirt, sweatshirt, or candle. Then you want to sort the search results to look at the best-selling items on the platform. To do that, you can come to the All Filters button. Then I like to click Physical Items Only, and then select Star Seller. Now, this is a hack to be able to see the best-selling items. So click Show Results, and then up in the URL, instead of the word star, you want to delete that and write the word best. Now you'll see all of the best-selling items that come up in this search result. So you can look through these results manually until you find something that is interesting to you, a niche that maybe you haven't seen before or that you might like to make designs for. So then you can also search on your FABRICA extension to make this a little faster as well. And I do have a free trial for them down in the description. So it's a built-in Chrome extension, and you just open it up here and click Product Analytics. What's really great about this is you can look through the 69 results on this page, or we can click Search Entire Database. And here we can look a lot more quickly to find really great best-selling items. You can search by which items are getting the most monthly sales. You could search by which ones are getting the most monthly revenue, which ones have the most total sales, or even the newest listings that are the most successful. So you can use this in a lot of really great ways and see how much money they're actually making on average for those listings. Once you find a niche that you want to design for, you want to go search for that specific niche instead. For today's example, let's say you were looking through the search results for shirts and you found a best-selling Autism Awareness Month shirt. Now, by the time you see this video, it's likely too late to design for this niche because Autism Awareness Month is in April. But keep this in mind for other types of awareness days and months that come up in the future. And I do actually have a print-on-demand niche calendar down below that tells you what holidays, appreciation days, and seasons are coming up 3 months in advance that you should be designing for. So don't all go make designs for this niche. Use this as a framework to find niches that are in really high demand, that don't have a lot of personalized options in them to design for, because that's the real sweet spot for using this method. So I sorted the search results for autism awareness shirt, and this pulls up 178 results for best sellers within this niche. So there are just pages and pages of best-selling items for the autism awareness niche. And when I looked through this one for an example, there really is only a couple that offer any kind of personalization. So this would be a perfect example of a niche that's in high demand, that you can add value by adding personalization, since there's not a lot of options for it just yet. That brings us to the second most important thing you need to do, which is number 2, you need to add value. If you just make a design that looks basically just like someone else's, but a little bit different, then it doesn't give anyone a reason to buy yours instead. That's why, again, finding niches that don't offer personalization and then adding a personalization option to them can be a great way, especially for new sellers that don't have a lot of sales, to get some sales. Then they're not comparing you to someone else. You have your own unique option that only you are offering. Some really good examples of ways to add value with personalization is adding a special date, like the year, a birth date, or a wedding date. You can even get a little bit more complex by offering custom faces, custom photos, or custom sayings on the actual shirt itself. Now that's a much more manual process that can't be automated by any softwares or anything, so just know that going in. And that brings us to number 3, which is test, test, test. There's something called the Pareto principle, which states that 80% of outcomes will only come from 20% of outputs. So for us in print on demand, that means that 80% of our sales are likely to come from only 20% of our listings. Take our example store in today's video. They have 400 listings, and one of those listings is making them half of their overall sales. The rest of their sales are really split up between another 10 or 20 listings. So just keep in mind that you're going to have to test and try different things, and you might even have to create 400 of your own listings before you find your very best-selling item like this store did. Print on demand is simple, but I wouldn't say that it's easy. It takes a lot of time, research, and patience. But once you find a niche that you can get sales in, it gets a lot easier, because then you're not constantly trying to find new niches. You get to just double down on what's working and create more versions of that same design and add that same design style to other niches. So now that you understand how to make sure that there is demand for a product, how to add value to the designs, and how important testing and creating different designs is, let's go ahead and create our own custom product for our example, the autism awareness niche. I teach here on my channel and in my coaching program that I've linked down below that it's really important to make every decision for your business based on research. So after doing some research on this niche, I saw that there was a lot of we wear blue in April because of Autism Awareness Month's color is blue. And so I decided that I'll be designing for my main thumbnail item for a blue sweatshirt, because a lot of people have blue in their designs but aren't actually selling blue items. So I thought that could be a great way that I could stand out. So don't forget that the actual color of the garment that you're selling can actually add a lot of value as well. I've also been seeing a lot of monochromatic designs selling really well this year. So this research is something that I've done in advance while just paying attention to what different best-selling items on Etsy are doing and what they have in common. So monochromatic means like blue on blue, pink on pink, or brown on sand. That kind of aesthetic is selling really well this year, so that's what I'll be using to create my design. And then lastly, one element that I've seen in a lot of bestsellers last year and this year is checkerboard. So going into making a design, I've already got a couple key elements of what I want to combine to make my best-selling version of this item and make it personalizable. My design software of choice is Canva, and I do have a 30-day free trial for you down below if you haven't tried Canva before. So to create a design, you just click Create a Design, and I like to make my designs a custom size of 4,500 by 5,400 for my sweatshirts. So my design that I decided to create is going to be Autism Mama, since that's a really popular design that I saw on Etsy, but always make sure to be checking your trademarks, and I will link my trademark checking video down in the description, because that can be a big thing that catches new sellers, is accidentally selling trademarked words on items. So watch out for that. So to start designing in Canva, I like to just push the letter T on my keyboard and it brings up a text box. So we'll start with Autism Mama, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And I like to make sure that my words aren't this far apart. You want to use your spacing button, and I'm going to make my words a little bit closer here. And font-wise, I think I'm going to use a more retro font, since that is one that's pretty popular in the last year or two as well, is more retro designs and retro fonts. And my favorite, if you follow me on this channel, you probably already know, is the Peace and Love font from Creative Fabrica. And I do have a free trial for them down below, but you can get a lot of great retro fonts right on Canva as well. You don't have to get a subscription to somewhere else. And I like to, with my retro fonts, make them uppercase. I just think it has a better vibe or a better look. And you know, I actually think I would rather Mama be the exact same length in width, you know, in the size this way of the autism. So I'm going to make this in a separate text box instead. So I'll add that down here, and I'll just drag this to be the same size as the autism. I think that is a little bit better of a look. Give it a little nice space there. I think that looks nice. And I said I wanted to bring in the checkerboard element. So you can come into Elements, and if you just type in checkerboard, you can find a lot of great checkerboard options. I've used this one right here in the past because it's really simple and easy to use, but it's not quite right because it kind of ends off on this little piece. So anytime I use this element here on Canva, I duplicate it and then I flip that around, and then you just have to line it up so that way it fits perfect. And then now you can highlight both of them and group it together. And now we can make this the same length as Autism Mama, and I'll put one on top as well. So this is kind of just like a really simple layout that's already proven. You'll see similar layouts to this all over Etsy, but I didn't see any for the autism niche. So that's why I thought this could be a good thing to include, because I'm doing something that is a proven design style, but it's not in the niche I'm designing for. So you're kind of taking successful elements from different things you've seen and combining them together. This might sound really complicated in the beginning, but I promise it gets easier. Just make sure you're doing a lot of research and paying attention to what's working for other people, and eventually you'll start to just see these things really easily. Now, color-wise, like I said, I wanted to do something monochromatic. So I'm going to choose this nice dark blue color and go through and change all of my elements to this dark blue, because I think this would go really well on a light blue sweatshirt. So then lastly, I want to add my personalized element to it. So I'm going to actually go pretty simple, and I'm just going to add the custom date that this person became a mom. So I'm going to say EST, we'll just say 2018 for our example. But I don't think I want to do the exact same font that I used here in this design. I'm going to change this to a cursive font. I like this beautiful wildflowers script, but you can use any that you like. And you don't want to do capitals with cursive. So putting that below and making sure it's centered. And there we have a super simple monochromatic personalized autism design. And I'll show you what it looks like on this light blue mock-up of a 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗢𝗋 sweatshirt, and I think it looks actually really cute. And I will link a video right down below if you don't know how to put your design behind, say, a sleeve or a necklace. I'll link that down in the description so you can do that in your designs if your mock-ups kind of overlap things like mine does. Now, the last thing you need to do in Canva is actually save this design in a folder, because with custom designs, you're going to have to come back to this design later and update the year for the custom year that your customer wants. And so to do that really quick and easily, you can just come up to File, you can come to Save to Folder, and here you can save to a folder you create. Maybe this is just custom designs. Maybe you make folders for the different types of custom designs by creating new, or you can select one that you already have and select Save. Now it's time to list your personalized items for sale on Etsy. And there's two ways to do this depending on how you decide to fulfill those personalized orders. Option one is a manual process where every time you get an order, you go create the new design, upload it to Printify. Option number two is using a website called 𝗗𝗗𝗏 that automates that entire process for you. And I'll show you both of those options right now. Before we jump into how to fulfill these, this is going to be a little bit more specific and in-depth. If you haven't started your print-on-demand store and you're not sure what I'm talking about with how to list items for sale, then I will link my free print-on-demand mini course down in the description that'll help you set up your Etsy account, set up your Printify account, get it connected, and list your very first item for sale. So feel free to go watch that first if this is not up to speed with where you are on your journey. So that brings us to option number one, manually fulfilling it. This is going to look like you custom listing your items for sale on Etsy instead of publishing it to Printify and then to Etsy like we normally do. And this is because you don't have the custom design just yet. You don't know what year each customer is going to want. And so you're not going to upload that custom design with the year 2018 on it to Printify just yet. You'll do that after you get an order. So on Etsy, you'll click Create a New Listing. You'll go through and you'll have to manually fill out the pieces about what size that you want, what colors you're going to offer, and your pricing, instead of doing that on Printify like we normally would. The only thing you do different from a normal Printify listing is you click to offer personalization. You'll say something in that box like, please add your custom name, date, or address in this box here. That way the customer has a place to tell you what they want the custom item to say. Then when you actually get an order for your personalized item, this order, instead of in your orders tab on Printify, is actually going to show up in your other orders tab. And every time you get a custom order for a product, you'll go to Canva, you'll customize that design. Hopefully you put it in a folder again so it's easier to find later on. You'll save that design, and then you'll upload it to Printify to connect it to that custom order in the Other Orders tab. Now, this process doesn't take a ton of time, but if you sell a lot of personalized items and you get to the point where you're getting 50 custom orders every single day, then this can start to be really time consuming. And that's when option number two, which is using 𝗗𝗗𝗏 to automate your personalized listings, really comes in handy. So 𝗗𝗗𝗏 can automate the personalization of names, dates, and addresses. So if you want to do more custom things like photos and faces and custom sayings all together, then you'll have to do it the manual way like I just showed you in option number one. Now, 𝗗𝗗𝗏 costs $29 per month and 29 cents per design they create for you. So as soon as you're getting, say, 5 to 10 custom orders every single month, this will completely pay for itself and make it a lot easier, especially if you don't have the time, again, to fulfill all those custom items. But it is just an option. You can always do it the manual way if you want, but let's hop into a full tutorial on how to use 𝗗𝗗𝗏 if you decide that's a good option for you now or down the road. But use that link down in the description to save $29 if you decide to check out 𝗗𝗗𝗏. So this process is super simple. You get a 14-day free trial. You'll sign in, you'll connect your Etsy account, you'll connect your Printify account, and then as easy as that, you're ready to get going. So to upload your products to 𝗗𝗗𝗏, to have them automatically fulfill your custom orders when they come in, you'll upload your design with the fake name, date, year, or address to Printify, actually like you normally would list products. So add that design to Printify and upload it to Etsy. Then you will go back to Canva and actually save the design that you created as a PDF print instead of a PNG file. This is how they're able to go in and actually edit the words for you. So you'll go to their homepage and click Add New and click the PDF option and add your PDF into there. So from here, you'll tag the word that you actually want them to change, and you'll have to tell them what it is. It's a name, a date, an address, and so on. Now, they don't have every font that Canva has, and so I suggest that for the part that's going to be personalized, you either go check out Hello Custom with a design one time and see what fonts they have, and then go back and use those ones in your Canva designs that you know Hello Custom already has uploaded. Or if you have fonts that you've downloaded from a website like Creative Fabrica, like I do, then you can upload that font to Canva, and you can upload that exact same font to Hello Custom. That way they can use it to change around the numbers and the words. Lastly, you'll connect that design to the item that you already uploaded to Printify, and then you're all set. And when you get custom orders for things that are connected to Hello Custom, it's good to know that they'll actually automatically cancel the order in Printify once it comes in. That way it doesn't ever automatically get sent to your customer with that wrong date or name on the item. So don't be alarmed if you see that they've canceled your order. You'll have to go in Hello Custom once a day and approve those custom made orders. And you can edit them if there is anything wrong that needs to be adjusted. Once you approve that order, it'll go into production with whatever settings you have on Printify to send your orders to production daily. So if you have it set up to automatically go through at 10 a.m., then that Hello Custom order will go through at 10 a.m. the next day. Now, a lot of people historically have kind of shied away from doing personalized products, but I hope that this video will empower you to give it a try, because it really can be such a great opportunity to stand out in the search results and get those extra sales. And if you're excited to try personalized listings in your very own store, then please type Hello Custom down in the comments so I know who watched this video all the way until the end and who's excited to try personalization. I hope that you got tons of value from this video, and please take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you did, because that really does help me and my channel. And as always, I appreciate you all watching all the way until the end, and I'll see you in the next one.